Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the game where you are always aiming for the lowest score. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Roz. This is my mum, Sarah, and we're from Northampton.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm Nikki. This is my husband, Nick, and we're from Hampshire.
Couple number three.
Hi, I'm Kazim, and this is my partner, Fran, and we're from London.
And finally, couple number four.
I'm Reese, and this is Sam, and we're both master's students at Newcastle University.
And these are today's contestants. Thank you very much, all of you. A warm welcome to the show. Lovely to have you with us. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce. Harder to read than a doctor's handwriting. It's my pointless friend. It's Richard.
Hiya. Hey, everybody. Hello, everybody. Nick and Nikki, welcome back from the last show. Kazim and Fran are back for their final show as well.
Yeah.
And on the previous show, they got knocked out. Kazim got himself a 100-pointer and Fran got a pointless answer in the same round. So Kazim, I imagine, will be keen to prove himself on this one. But lovely to have you back for your final show. Very, very best of luck. Lovely final round last time. Lovely jackpot round. Charlie and Caspian. The perfect category came up for them, didn't they?
Just what they wanted.
£4,250.
Absolutely, yeah. Fantastic. Charlie and Caspian did not win the jackpot last time, so we're adding another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off, hold on to your hats, at £5,250. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Remember, it will always be the pair with the highest score at the end of each round that gets eliminated. So just make sure that's not you by giving lovely low scores. Easy as that. Best of luck to all four pairs. Our first category this afternoon is history. You can all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second, and whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns the 19th century. Richard.
Yes, 7 clues on each pass to things to do with the 19th century. We'll give you the initials of each answer as well, but can you give us the most obscure answer? 7 on the first board, 7 on the second, 14 in all to have a go at home.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. OK, here comes our first board of 7 19th century clues, and we have got South American country that declared independence from Spain in 1816. A. Scientific work about evolution by Charles Darwin, published in 1859. OTOOS. British monarch who married Prince Albert in 1840. QV. Artificial waterway in northwest England, opened in 1894. MSC. Communication system of dots and dashes, first transmitted in 1844. MC. Precious metal sought by prospectors along the Klondike River in 1896. G. And American circus showman, born in 1810, who created the greatest show on earth. B. There we are. Roz, a warm welcome to Pointless. Lovely to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
I am a travel agent, so obviously in my spare time I love to travel as much as possible as well. That's pretty much all I do.
But that's fantastic. They presumably, the various travel companies take care of your travel arrangements.
Sometimes, a little bit.
Well, you've got to sample it.
Well, yeah,
You've got to know what you're selling.
Yeah, of course.
Do you specialise in any particular department?
No, I'm worldwide, so pretty much everything.
From the executive traveller or the luxury traveller to the shoestring traveller?
Absolutely, everybody.
Oh, you're going to be all over the geography rounds when they come. Now, what are you going to go for on this board?
I think I'm going to go for the second one and say on the origin of species.
On the origin of species, says Roz for the Charles Darwin. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. On the origin of species is right. It's a good one, Roz. That goes down to 13. Very well done. What a solid start to the show. 13.
Well played, Roz. Welcome to Pointless. Lovely start. Yeah, a very low score, I think, because maybe the initials confuse people, because people think it's called origin of the species, or someone do, but that's a lovely answer on the origin of species. They sold a first edition of it for $175,000 in 2019.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Nikki, welcome back. Remind us all about yourself.
Been retired for 6 years, worked for 28 years in the financial services industry.
What thrills you, Nikki? What do you like to get up to?
Oh, gosh, at the moment, walking the dog, a bit of reading.
Do you ever read while walking the dog?
I tried, but no.
No.
Bit of swimming, did the swimming leg of a triathlon a few years running.
Very good. How far's that? A mile or something?
No, just 500 metres.
500 metres,
Yeah.
OK. But still, that's
Yeah.
500 metres more than I've done. Nikki, what are you going to go for?
So I know them all. I'm just wondering which is the best to go for. I think maybe American Circus Showman, Barnum.
Barnum, says Nikki. Let's see if that is right for the greatest show on earth. Barnum. Not bad. 30 for Barnum.
Yeah, P.T. Barnum, well done. Of course, Hugh Jackman did the Greatest Showman musical as well, which started very slowly and then became one of the greatest film phenomena of the century.
Yeah. I imagine that's probably how it always is for musicals, don't you think?
Yeah, sometimes it takes them a while to catch light, doesn't it? But when they do, boy, they do.
Boy, do they. Thank you very much indeed. Fran, welcome back. Remind us all about yourself, Fran.
I work nights at a press cuttings company.
What are your hobbies, Fran?
I like crafts. I enjoy making jewellery out of animal bones, which is a bit of a weird one.
Where do you get your animal bones? Do you find them yourself?
So my dad sources them. He takes apart owl pellets as part of his job. So these bones...
Why didn't you tell us this on the previous two shows? We could roll up our sleeves. We've got hours of stuff here. What's his job? Owl detective.
Yeah, he's a, what do you call it? Conservation officer.
Wow.
So he takes these things apart and finds out what owls have been eating. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. And what they pass, he passes on to you. Very nice indeed. And then you sell them to people.
Yeah.
Very nice. OK, Fran, what are you going to go for on this board?
Those were my two favourite answers. I'm going to have to say, for the top one, is it Argentina?
Argentina. Begins with A. Let's see. Argentina. How many of our 100 people said Argentina? It is Argentina. 30 is our high score, 13 is our low, 43 for Argentina. Not bad.
Yeah, it was a Spanish colony for 300 years, though. There's a large bit of Patagonia which has very strong Welsh roots.
Yes.
There are schools which have Spanish and Welsh bilingual lessons. They have Eisteddfods there and everything. Yeah.
Extraordinary. I'm sure there is an explanation.
There is, yeah.
There is, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what it is. Never mind.
Yeah. If only we had time.
Oh, if we only had time.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
I know. Oh, thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now then, Sam, welcome to Pointers. Great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself, Sam.
Well, I'm a master's student at Newcastle University. I'm doing creative writing.
How's it going?
It's going all right. I'm quite enjoying the new sort of plan we have for doing a master's rather than back when I was undergrad.
Right, you are. And have you specialised yet in any particular genre of writing, or is it all fairly general at this stage?
No, it's all about sort of finding your voice as a writer currently, and that's all quite exciting.
Very exciting. And you've got a whole range of different tuition and things like that, presumably from different areas.
Yeah, we have a lot of writers, short story, poets as well. Like, we're getting a lot from different sources. It's all quite exciting.
Good stuff. Now, Sam, you're the last person to have this board. If you felt like it, you could go through those unfilled-in columns. How much of that do you know? How much would be creative
I know
writing?
3 of them. So I'm going to go with the one I think is the lowest, which Sam say, communication system of dots and dashes, and that's Morse code.
Morse code, says Sam. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Morse code. Morse code's right. 65 for Morse code. Not bad.
Let's fill in the rest of that board, shall we? Now, the British monarch. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Is it Queen Victoria?
Queen Victoria, Queen Vicky, however you want to say it. But look at that for a score, 72. 28 people not quite deciphering our code there. This is not a bad answer, the artificial waterway.
Manchester Ship Canal.
Manchester Ship Canal. Cost £15 million, took 6 years. That would be £1.5 billion in today's money. 21 points for that. And the precious metal?
Gold.
Gold.
Always believe in it.
Always believe in your soul. 70 points for that. So the best answer on the board was the first answer we had from Ross on the origin of species. Well played.
Thanks very much indeed. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. 13, Roz. As the man said, that's the best score of the past. Very well done indeed. In fact, we go along the line and the scores get bigger. 30 is where we find Nikki and Nick, Fran and Kazim on 43, and then 65 is Sam and Reese. So, Reese, yeah, you get the new board, Reese, but, yeah, You've got to find a lovely low-scoring answer on that, and maybe that'll keep you in the game. Good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 7 more 19th century clues up on the board, and here they come. The surname of Russian composer of the ballet The Nutcracker, born in 1840. T. Thomas Telford's Bridge, completed in 1826, joining mainland Wales and Anglesey, MSB. George Stephenson's train that won the 1829 Rainhill trials. R. Scottish missionary who completed an expedition along the Zambezi River in 1856, DL. State that joined the USA in 1845 after gaining independence from Mexico, T. French scientist who created the first vaccine for rabies in 1885, LP. And the Jane Austen novel about the Bennet sisters, published in 1813, PAP. There we are. Rhys, welcome to Point. It's great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself, Rhys.
So I'm doing a master's in media and public relations, and I'm hoping to go into film production and distribution when I finish.
How long's the master's? 1 year?
Yeah, just 1 year, yeah.
Excellent. How are you enjoying Newcastle?
Oh, I love it, yeah, I love it.
Were you there for your undergrads as well?
Yeah, 4 years now.
Fantastic. So, yeah, 1 more year, and then will you go straight to film? Will you maybe do a bit of TV or just go...
Well, my degree is more PR-based, but
Right.
I'm hoping to do, like, the PR side of things for films and get for a production company and getting films out to audiences. So the strategies, marketing strategies, and seeing what people want and, like, following trends, that sort of thing.
Very good. OK, now, Rhys, you are the high scorers at the moment. We need a low score from you. How do you like our board?
Right, history was, like, probably at the bottom of what I'd be comfortable with. But I'm going to take a punt at the surname of the Russian composer, and I'm going to say Tarkovsky.
Tarkovsky?
Yeah.
OK, let us see. Tarkovsky. No red line for you, as you are the high scorers. How many of our 100 people said Tarkovsky? Is it right? Bad luck. Sorry, Rhys. I'm afraid that's incorrect. Scores you 100 points. That takes your total up to 165.
Sorry, Rhys. James Tarkovsky's a decent defender, but not a composer, I'm afraid.
Thank you very much indeed. Richard, now, Kazim, welcome back to Pointless. This is your third and final shot, isn't it?
Yes.
Remind us all about yourself, Kazim.
So, yeah, I'm a professional actor, live in London with my 2 kids and my partner, Fran.
Very good indeed. What do you do when you're not acting?
When I'm not acting, I like to take my boy out to play football and take the kids on long walks. I also I write a little bit. Yeah, so I've been trying to write a sitcom.
Very good. How's it going?
It's going.
Have you done your first episode?
I've done most of the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OK. When you've got lots of great actors who can come together and help you for read-throughs.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. OK, now then. Great news for you, Kazim. You are through to the next round. Doesn't matter what you score. What are you going to go for?
Well, to be honest, it's a bad board for me, but I'm going to take a risk on the top one and say Tolstoy.
Tolstoy for the Russian composer. Let us see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. If it is, no red lines, you're already through. I'm afraid not. Wrong genre, but yeah, listen, right nationality.
Yeah.
Scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 143.
So everyone on the first pass is going, we didn't do too badly, actually, did we? We did OK.
Yeah.
So we'll find out his name at some point, I promise you that.
Oh, yes, we will. Now, Nick, welcome back. Remind us all about yourself, Nick.
I'm a scientist. I had a PhD in neuroscience, and I accidentally ended up in the IT industry as an IT consultant.
And you're now retired?
And now retired for
And
6
what do you do? I mean, do you still work a bit, or is it all...
No, it's all fun.
It's all game shows and fun.
That's it.
Cakes
yes.
and ale.
And here we
Good. Good stuff. Well, listen, you are on 30. It doesn't matter what you score, you are through.
Well, that's great. I know lots, which is really nice. And I'm going to go for the second one, Thomas Telford's Bridge, and say the Menai Straits Bridge.
The Menai Straits Bridge, says Nick. No red line, you're already through, but let's see where we end up with the Menai Straits Bridge. Oh, I was thinking that sounded absolutely right. Well, nice to be in the club, though. Be ashamed to be the one who didn't get 100 in this pass. It takes your total up to 130.
I mean, the only thing that can happen now, Sarah's the only person who can ruin this now, isn't it, by getting a good answer. That would be, I'll give you the correct answer at the end of the pass, Nick.
Oh, Sarah, look at that pristine. Oh, I imagine this must be what it's like, putting your skates on, seeing a rink that's sort of uncarved. Welcome to Pointless. Lovely to have you here. Tell us all about yourself, Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I work in data for the NHS, which is about as exciting as it sounds.
It sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Do you work in a hospital or is it
no, I
not
work
at all?
on the commissioning side.
I see. And what do you like to get up to when you put the data behind you?
I would do boring home things, really, like knitting and
That's
baking.
nice.
But I've recently got into fly fishing, which is more interesting.
More interesting. When did you start doing that?
A friend took me along because I wanted to catch a fish. Didn't mind how long it took. I just wanted to catch a fish and thought that would be it. I didn't the first time.
No.
But I loved it.
You're going to end up like Fran's dad, going through the pellets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Sarah, there you are, on 13. You can go right the way through this board and fill in all those answers.
I think I know them all. I was going to say I don't know which is going to be the lowest, but it doesn't really matter, does it? I think it's Tchaikovsky, the Menai Suspension Bridge, the Rocket, David Livingstone, presumably Texas, Louis Pasteur, and one of my favourite novels ever, Pride and Prejudice. Sorry, Nick, the Menai Suspension Bridge, which we crossed many a time in childhood holidays.
That's the one I'd have gone for, I think. No red line for you, you're already through. Let's see how many people said the Menai Suspension Bridge. It's right. And that goes down to 19. Very well done. Podium 1. Absolutely the ones to beat. 32 your total.
Yeah, it's like the dream start to Pointless, Sarah. You got every single one right, and you chose the best one of all the ones you could get. Yeah, Menai Suspension Bridge, Nick. Unlucky. It's exactly the same bridge you were thinking of, and it is over the Menai Strait, so there it is. Let's take a look at the scores then. Our old friend Tarkovsky / Tolstoy / Tchaikovsky would have scored you 40. The Rocket would have scored you 23. David Livingstone, I presume. 28. Texas, you're quite right. Scored you 53. Louis Pasteur, 28. And Pride and Prejudice, 49.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our first round, we have to say goodbye to one of our pairs, and I'm afraid the high-scoring pair, Reese and Sam, it is you on 165. Welcome to the show. Slightly too brief this first outing, but we'll see you next time. Not sure we'll go much further then. But meantime, thank you very much indeed, Reese and Sam. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Very well done. Down to 3 pairs. Roz, hats off to you, our lowest individual scorer. In fact, your mum was pretty amazing as well. Roz and Sarah, our lowest combined scorers too. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 this afternoon is summer food. You can all decide on your pairs. Who's going to go first, who's going to go second. And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question is all about picnic recipes. Richard.
We're going to show you the names now of 6 recipes from the BBC Food website in 2020. You need to tell us any ingredient that appears in at least one of these, please.
Thank you very much indeed. So remember, we're going to put up these recipes. They'll stay up for the whole round. 6 recipes. You just have to shout out anything that might be in one of these recipes. OK, here they come. We have got Hattie Ellis's Ploughman's Lunch Salad, James Martin's Quiche Lorraine, Lorraine Pascal's Flapjacks, Mary Berry's Scones, Sunil Vijayaka's Falafel Wraps, and the Hairy Biker's Summery Green Coleslaw. Now then, Roz, you don't even have to say which recipe you're talking about. You just have to shout out an ingredient.
OK. I'm really bad with food. I'm going to assume that a salad would have lettuce in it.
OK, lettuce, says Roz. Shall we find out how many of our 100 people said lettuce? Lettuce is right. That goes down to 25. Not bad. 25 lettuce.
Yeah, it's actually only in the falafel wraps of those recipes. A baby gem lettuce.
Baby gem. Oh, the
Lovely.
finest. The finest.
The finest lettuce.
Finest, yes.
Lettuce, so delicious.
Ah, Actually, my mouth is actually watering. Is
Really?
that weird?
For some lettuce.
I know. Nikki.
OK, I'm going to go for yoghurt.
Yoghurt, says Nikki. Let's see how many of our 100 people said yoghurt. Yoghurt is right. 25 is the only score we have so far. And you pass it. Oh, and you pass it in style. Down that goes to pointless. That adds £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £5,500, scores you nothing, and earns you a place in the annals of pointless legend.
Very well done. It's in 2 of those recipes. That's in the falafel wraps as well, and also in the summery green coleslaw. Plain yoghurt in both of those. I bet maybe put a bit of strawberry yoghurt in.
Well, with the falafel?
I don't know if it'd just be a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun.
Yeah, maybe.
Just get a little bit Heston Blumenthal.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed. Now, Fran.
I'm hoping there's chickpeas in the falafel wraps.
So am I. Chickpeas. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. Chickpeas. Chickpeas is right. 25 is our high score. Nothing is our low. You pass the high. You're on 15.
I mean, if it didn't have chickpeas, you'd wonder what it did have, wouldn't you? I have to say, a lot of love for the falafel wraps so far. We've virtually done the whole recipe.
I know, we have.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are halfway through the round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. Nick and Nikki looking very, very strong on nothing. Then we travel up to 15, which is where we find Kazim and Fran. Then up to 25, where we find Roz and Sarah. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? So, Kazim, we're looking for any ingredient used in any of these recipes.
I'm going to have to go for eggs.
Eggs. Why not? Eggs is eggs. OK, here is your red line. There you are. If you can get close to that, you could be looking good for the head-to-head. How many people said eggs? That's right. 72. 72 is a big one. That takes your total up to 87.
Yeah, and that's in 2 of those recipes. Which 2 recipes do you think that would be in?
Quiche Lorraine.
Yeah.
Absolutely in that. And probably in the old Plowman's lunch salad.
No, in Mary Berry scones.
He's putting eggs in the scones.
You wouldn't have eggs in scones?
I wouldn't have thought so, but
really?
Wow.
Mary Berry does.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
It's quite cakey, though.
Maybe.
Quite cakey.
They are quite cakey scones, aren't they?
Well, I suppose they are.
Yeah.
OK, now, Nick. Nick, you're on nothing. Means 86 or less gets you through to the head-to-head.
Well, there's so many options. I think I'm going to dive into a quiche Lorraine and say cream.
Cream, says Nick. OK, let's see how many of our 100 people said cream. Here is your red line. You're right. Cream is absolutely up there. And that goes down to 5. Very well done indeed. 5 is your total.
Very well played, Nick. Yeah, double cream in the quiche Lorraine. Do you know there are 70 calories in a tablespoon of double cream, which is the same as in 70 raspberries.
Wow.
Wow. A tablespoon of double cream has the same calories as 70 raspberries.
Thank you. Now, so, Sarah, what are you going to go for? If you can score 61 or less.
I can think of lots of things and they all seem very obvious. I'm going to try golden syrup.
Golden syrup. You're going for the flapjacks. I don't know. I'm presuming that. Maybe not. Let's see how many of our 100 people said golden syrup. Here's your red line. Good enough. Very well done indeed, Sarah. Down it goes to 17, and that takes your total up to a lovely 42.
Well played, and finally the Rain Pascal's flapjack's got a look in.
Yeah.
Which is very nice. Now, do you have a good answer for one of these? You're a good cook.
Well, I mean, some quite interesting. You sound like bicarbonate of soda for Mary Berry scones, I suppose. Plowman's lunch, I bet there's probably something like some cress or something like that.
Cress. Well, baking powder would score you 6 points for Mary Berry.
Yeah.
Cress, if you'd said that to me, you would have scored
100.
100 points.
Yeah,
I'm afraid so. You went the 2 of score.
No, I wouldn't have said that. I'm just being...
Oh, what would you have said?
Wow. What for the summery green coleslaw? Red cabbage?
Red cabbage. Interesting. You always have to go one step further. Instead of saying cabbage, you always have to say red cabbage.
Yeah,
It's an incorrect answer, I'm afraid. Just cabbage, which would have scored 34.
You could put some mint in a if you wanted it to be summery and
sorry,
green.
I forget on the show you get three guesses.
Yeah.
Mint.
I
you're
do.
saying. Okay.
Yeah, mint.
Mint would have scored you nothing at all.
Oh,
So
there
pointless
we go.
answer
Fine.
in the coleslaw.
Oh, we can edit the others out.
Let's go through some of the other pointless answers, shall we? You could have had basil, courgette, dark chocolate, garlic, ground ginger, lime juice, plain yogurt, there we go, which we had already, smoked paprika, thyme. You could have had broad beans, cherry tomatoes, flatbread, gherkin, graham flour, harissa paste, lemon zest, mint, and muscovado sugar. Those were the pointless answers. Well done if you got one of those.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, that brings us to the end of our second round, which means we have to say goodbye to another... Oh, no. Oh, Kazim and Fran. Oh, this is terribly sad. It's been great having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing. This is where we say goodbye. Kazim and Fran, thank you so much for playing. Thank you. Kazim and Fran, but for the remaining 2 pairs, it is now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Ros and Sarah, Nick and Nikki. You are now 1 step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £5,500. But before we play the head-to-head, let's see if we can't boost that jackpot a bit by finding some pointless answers. Here goes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many yoga poses as they could. Richard?
Yep, 6 yoga poses. 2 of them are pointless answers, yoga poses that no one mentioned. 2 of them, though, we made up, so try and avoid those. See if you can get both of those pointless answers at home. 250 quid on the jackpot for each one you get.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 6 potential yoga poses. Here they are. 2 of them are pointless. Camel pose, goat pose, garland pose, porter pose, cobbler's pose, happy baby pose. OK, there we are. Ros and Sarah?
Don't know yoga at all, right?
Not
OK.
ever done that.
Can't even find the obvious wrong ones from this.
I don't know.
I can't imagine.
I have a feeling cobblers. It's probably cobblers.
Cobblers looks wrong. Camel sounds right, so it might be obvious. Shall we go goat?
Yeah, go.
Let's go for the goat.
Camel sounds right. We'll go with the goat.
Well, camel sounds obvious.
Yes, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. You're going to go for the goat. Let us find out. Is goat a pointless yoga pose? No, I'm afraid goat is an incorrect answer. We made that one up. Now, Nick and Nikki, what are you going to go for?
We're going to go for the happy baby pose.
The happy baby pose. I mean, that sounds right, doesn't it? Let's find out. Happy baby pose. Is that a pointless yoga pose? Well, it's most of the way there, in that it is at least a yoga pose. Oh, it's up to 2. Oh, no, and that's suddenly now an unhappy baby. I'm so sorry. That's a shame. Anyway, well, listen, well done. Nothing lost there, but we've all learnt something. No goat pose.
Yeah, we're about to learn some more, which is what the 2 pointless answers are. There's still 500 quid up on that board. If I was to force you to choose...
Then maybe the garland pose, I don't know.
Okay,
cobblers, I don't think cobblers. I think that is cobblers.
Cobblers is cobblers.
Nice.
Well, let's take a look. Porter pose, is that a pointless answer? It's incorrect, I'm afraid. Billy Porter stars in Pose, the TV series. Cobbler's pose, is that cobblers? That is a pointless answer.
Of course it is.
And one more of these is a pointless answer. You nearly went for camel. If you'd gone for camel, would have scored you 2 points, so the other pointless answer is garland. Well, I don't know if you said garland and cobblers. At least if you're pretending you said garland and cobblers.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, there we are. We lost nothing, we gained nothing, but that was fun. We didn't find any pointless answers. Let us now play the head-to-head. OK, now remember, the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. You're now allowed to confer. Best of luck to both pairs. Our first question this afternoon is all about Items buried in Blue Peter time capsules, Richard.
I'm going to show you 5 items now that have been buried in Blue Peter time capsules over the years. We'll give you the first and last letters of each name of the items as well. Can you identify them, please?
Thanks very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 items, and here they are. A, D, L, C, S. B, F, T, S, R. C, W, D, C, P, S, R, B, K. D, M, Y, S, K. And E, I, N, P, N. Roz and Sarah, you are our golden couple, so you get to go first.
Last one? Let's say C or E.
Sure.
You can say.
OK, we're going to go for E, insulin pen.
E, insulin pen, say Roz and Sarah. Now then, Nick and Nikki, do you want to talk us through that board?
I think the first one is decimal coins. The second one is a something spinner. D is a memory stick, and we're going to go with C, which is World Cup sticker book.
World Cup sticker book. So we have insulin pen and World Cup sticker book. Roz and Sarah said insulin pen for E. Let's see how many of our 100 said that. It's right. Down it goes to 41. 41 for insulin pen. Meanwhile, Nick and Nikki have gone for World Cup sticker book for C. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. It's right. And it wins the point for you. Very well done indeed, Nick and Nikki. After one question, you are up 1-0.
Yes, the best answer up there, actually, the World Cup sticker book. That was in the 2018 time capsule that they buried. The only one from the 1971 time capsule was the first one, decimal coins, as you suggested, and that would have scored you 54 points. The next one is a something spinner. It is
Fidget
spinner, again, in the recent one, and that would have scored you 56.
Every drawer at home is now full of those.
Really?
Oh, they meant so much about 2 years ago.
D.
D's memory stick.
Memory stick would have scored 65.
I wonder what was on it. Did they
Oh,
say?
yeah. It had the birthday theme tune on it, the Blue Peter birthday theme tune. That's nice, isn't it? So the best answer up there was, as I say, the World Cup sticker book.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. OK, now here comes your second question. Now, Roz and Sarah, you have to win this one, stay in the game, but Nick and Nikki get to answer it first, so good luck. Our second question today is all about pin numbers. Richard.
Yep, we're going to show you 5 mathematical questions now, all of which, the answers of which begin either P, I, or N.
OK, let's reveal our 5 clues, our pin number clues. Here they come. Term for a number with a value less than 0. N, number which can only be divided by itself or 1. P, an exact whole number. I, square root of 81. N, fraction where the top number is larger than the bottom number. I. There we are. Nick and Nikki, over to you.
OK, so which one do you want to do? Prime?
OK, we'll go for the second. OK, we'll go for the number which can only be divided by itself, or 1 being a prime.
Prime number. P, prime number. Now, Roz and Sarah, do you want to talk us through the rest of that board?
Term for a number less than 0, negative. An exact whole number would be an integer. Square root of 81 is 9. I believe a fraction where the top is larger than the bottom is an imperfect fraction.
Let's go for it.
Oh, we'll try it.
We won't know it, yeah.
Yeah, we'll try imperfect.
Imperfect fraction. OK, so we have prime and imperfect. Nick and Nikki have gone for prime, a prime number, which can only be divided by itself, or 1. How many of our 100 said prime? Prime is right. 63 for prime number. Roz and Sarah, meanwhile, have gone for imperfect. Fraction where the top number is higher than the bottom. How many of our 100 said imperfect? A little bit of doubt there. Is it right? I'm afraid... I mean, well done for taking the risk. That's clearly what you had to do. But I'm afraid it's an incorrect answer, which means Nick and Nikki go straight through to the final after only 2 questions, 2-0.
Well played, Nick and Nikki, and that is unlucky. It's not an imperfect fraction. I was thinking irregular, and it's not that either. It's improper, an improper fraction. Would have scored you 9 points. The term for a number with value less than 0 is negative. That would have seen you through. It would have scored 54. An exact whole number, integer, that would have scored you 30, and the square root of 81 is the biggest scorer. 9 would have scored you 66.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round, Ros and Sarah, do you know what? You've been so good, both of you. I mean, Ros and Sarah, you went off to a galloping lead in the first round. But I'm afraid we say goodbye to you now, but you'll be back next time. I have every confidence you'll be right through to the head-to-head and maybe taking it one step further. Meantime, thanks very much indeed, Ros and Sarah. But for Nick and Nikki, it is now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Nick and Nikki. You have seen off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy. Very well done indeed. You now have a chance on only your second appearance on the show, if you please, to have a crack at the pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £5,500. Wouldn't it be nice to take that back? What would you like to see come up?
A bit of history, but we've obviously had that already. Books, literature.
Bit of science for me.
Bit of cooking for him as well.
Yeah, more food, always.
More food. Oh, OK, well, as ever, you get to choose your category from the 4 we put up on the board. Today's choices look like this. Political I have nevers. Mercury. 2019 Rugby World Cup players. Tap dancing musicals in the West End.
I think...
Or I have nevers, I don't know. Mercury could be...
Let's go Mercury.
Yeah. We'll give Mercury a try.
You're going to go for Mercury. I mean, not advisable, is it?
Well, to go for Mercury.
Highly toxic.
Yeah, it is highly toxic. But if you want a science question, you're in luck, because one of these is a science question. We're looking for any acts who were on the Mercury Music Prize shortlist of 2020. We are looking for any chemical element with an atomic number lower than Mercury's 80. Or we are looking for any artists who have craters on Mercury named after them. The basic rule is they need to have been famous for at least 50 years and dead for at least 3. That's a nice rule. So 2020 Mercury Prize shortlist, the chemical elements lower than 80, and those surnames of artists. Very, very best of luck.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, as always, you've got up to a minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot of £5,500 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready? OK, let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
OK, so the atomic number of 80, so that's... We could do yttrium. You could try... Oh,
bismuth.
Arsenic.
Yttrium.
Bismuth. Arsenic, probably. Yeah, could be.
And selenium.
Yeah.
Californium.
It's too big. All those really pointless ones are really
tantalum.
Much too high. That's quite big.
OK, so yttrium, bismuth.
Okay. I wonder about organism.
Yttrium, bismuth, organism. We revive selenium.
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 Yeah. OK.
Presidium.
10 seconds left.
Oh God, it's just bringing it down to that because we had all the big pointless ones, and these are.
OK, that is your time up.
OK.
Let's have your 3 answers. What are you going to give me?
OK, so we will go actually manganese.
In which categories are these?
Sorry, these are all going to be in chemical elements with atomic number lower than 80.
Excellent. So manganese.
Manganese.
Yttrium.
Yttrium.
And selenium.
And selenium.
Yeah.
Of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Yttrium.
Yttrium we'll put last. Least likely to be pointless?
Selenium.
OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order then, and here they are. We have got selenium, manganese and yttrium. Well, very, very best of luck. 3 great answers there. Wouldn't it be lovely if one of these turns out to be pointless and wins you that jackpot of £5,500? What would you like to do with it if you were to win? Nick, I'm going to ask you first.
I would take Nikki to Paris for the weekend that we didn't have for our anniversary, for our 30th
Oh,
anniversary.
fantastic. Very good. Nikki, anything you want to add to that?
Favours charity in Bristol, and also we're saving to go to New Zealand for a big family holiday, so a bit towards that as well.
Very nice indeed. Now, you have gone for selenium as your first answer. We're looking for chemical elements with an atomic number lower than 80. Let's find out how many of our 100 people said selenium. This is your least confident answer. For £5,500, is it pointless? It's right. I think you knew that. Let's see how far down the column we get with selenium. Down we go through the 20s into the teens, still going down into single figures, still going down with selenium, still going down. You've done it! Immediately, straight out of the traps. There we are. Selenium was a pointless answer, which means you are going home with that jackpot of £5,500. Wow, very well done indeed. That charity in Bristol will be quids in, and off you go to Paris. That's wonderful.
Fabulous.
Fantastic.
That is brilliantly done. Listen, you said you wanted science, so it turned out nicely. Both of your other answers, manganese and yttrium, were both pointless answers as well. So anyway, if you know about your periodic table, there are pointless answers aplenty there. Let's take a look, shall we, at the different categories. We'll start with the Mercury Music Award from 2020. There's 8 pointless answers here. The Kano album was a pointless answer. Lanterns on the Lake. Laura Marling and Moses Boyd. The other pointless answers, Anna Meredith was a pointless answer, as was Georgia Porridge Radio.
Love Porridge Radio.
And Sports Team as well. Now, chemical elements. As I say, there's an awful lot of pointless answers here. I know you can just talk amongst yourselves on this bit. Calcium, magnesium, silicon, titanium. Just looking down the list, there's loads and loads. There's about 65 pointless answers in that category.
Gosh.
Talking about having a lot of pointless answers, these artists where craters on Mercury are named after them, 116 pointless answers. Pretty much every artist and sculptor you want to think about has got one. Here's 4 of them. There's Botticelli, Cézanne, Magritte, Renoir. Picasso scored points. He was the highest scorer, 21. Van Gogh scored points, so did Michelangelo. So if you said a famous old artist, you would have just won yourself £5,500. Unfortunately, you are not here. Nick and Nikki are, and they just have won themselves £5,500.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard, and thanks once again to our winning players, Nick and Nikki, who take away today's jackpot of £5,500. Very well done indeed.
Thank you.
Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.